days are cooler, nights are warmer, and I put the blame on you. Time moves slow, but my heart beats faster. When these eyes are looking right at you, right at you. You give me something to believe in, just what I needed. You're the closest.
Because I don't think we would be able to have this conversation. I'm extremely skeptical of people who don't realize what's at stake.
Right.
As a matter of fact, I'm zero tolerant at this point.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
We're not having frivolous conversations.
We all need to come to it, right? That's the problem. Is
Right.
that I think I was a relatively self-aware guy, but clearly I wasn't self-aware enough to say, we're in this fight, and it is existential for us. You can't have this BS about all the amazing things we've done in America and the 2 steps forward and 1 step back if you don't fundamentally realize where you are situated in this conversation. And I think while we came up together, you were always better situated in who you were and what your role was. I came late to it. So I'm forgiving of people who come late to it, but we do need a catalyst. You need to have something that says, no, you're in this fight. We're all in it together.
So how do we have that as a message, right? Because I'm looking at a world right now where most of us are curating our information.
Yes, absolutely.
So we're only filtering in what we want to hear.
Sure.
And who wants to hear other opinions? We want to be right. Yeah. Everyone has an opinion.
We don't have time to read 10 things.
Yeah, I'm gonna read a headline and
so
I know
I'll tell
everything.
You know, my audience is we have a very large black audience, but mostly it's white people, right? And they're older. And so we have this banned book club.
Yes,
and 100% of my feedback, not 100%, but most of it, well, look, the proportion of people who are white.
So for people who don't know, how does the banned book club work?
Every week I interview an author or an expert on an author, if that author has passed, of a book that has been banned. And this is everything from Margaret Atwood to Shakespeare to Nicole Hannah-Jones, who was my first guest on this. We talked to somebody about a little bit about why their book was banned, but why books are banned is uninteresting because it's the same 3-4 reasons that they've always used. But fundamentally, my white viewer is unfamiliar with George M. Johnson or a bunch of these authors. It's just not part of their pantheon. And they love the exposure to it. Their view is not that this is an other. Their view is not that this puts me outside. It's they thank you for exposing me to this. I think that's what humankind is, and I think that's actually what Americans are too. My white viewers are not white viewers who they know what their privilege is. They're aware of it, and they would like the exposure to new things. After Black Lives Matter, something similar happened where people wrote and said, "What can I read to be smarter?" And some people took exception to that, to say it's not my job to teach you about racism, but others said, "Here are some books." And people read, and they got smarter. And I want to just keep on going down that road to say, if you're prepared to be more self-aware and to learn more, let's join in this together. Because I am an example of somebody who needed to be more self-aware, and I sought out the information. And now we're going to do that together.
This is what I love about you, Ali, is that I look at you as a bridge. I'm going to be 100% myself, but being around you and being in community with you, you're going to reach people I can't reach.
And vice versa.
The message is the same, though.
Right,
you know, and that's the kind of due north that I would like to see all of us be committed to truth, integrity.
Because we all have a little bit different
values,
audience and different people who will listen to us. And that's my view with my viewers, too, that they have a different audience. And by the way, some of their audience are their uncles or relatives who hold what we would think are some very unusual views, but they have access to them in a way that I don't.
Exactly.
So I give them information in a way that they might have that discussion. And frankly, my book is about that. I'm hoping that people will read this who are not otherwise my viewers because they'll understand that I really lean into this idea of, as a pluralistic nation, we are better than the opposite. Don't want to just be amongst your own. Don't want to not have other ideas. Don't want to not have to debate and think about things. Want to be able to do that and celebrate the fact that you can do that. You're not going to jail for discussing things or having different opinions. Because there are a lot of people in the world who would love that privilege right now and who don't have it. As I write in the book, people who are cynical about politics have never had to live without it.
My days are cooler, nights are warmer, and I put the blame on you. Time moves slow, but my heart beats faster. When these eyes are looking right at you, you give me something to believe in, just what I need.